Well, FTR Hair has gotten himself in a whole lot of trouble. Cash Wheeler, legal name Daniel Wheeler, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, formerly the Revival, has turned himself in and been arrested on a aggravated assault charge stemming from an alleged road rage incident. We don't know too much more about it at this time, but for all the details in much better words than I could put it myself, let's listen to Denise Salcedo over on The Latest from Figure 4 Wrestling Observer Radio. Check out this clip.
Turned himself in late last night on a warrant by the Orlando Police Department. The charge was aggravated assault with a firearm. It's a third-degree felony. We are requesting that the court set bond in the amount of $2,500 with no contact with the alleged victims in the affidavit and no possession of weapons.
Cash Wheeler is facing a third-degree felony charge stemming from a road rage incident in Florida. As first reported by the Orlando Sentinel, Wheeler has been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a firearm and booked in a circuit court. Wheeler is alleged to have flashed a handgun at another person during a road rage incident on July 27th. A warrant for his arrest was filed the following day. According to county records, he pled not guilty through a lawyer on August 3rd and turned himself in on Friday morning to Orlando police. Wheeler appeared in court for a hearing on Friday afternoon. He was given a $2,500 bond, ordered to turn in any weapons he owns, and to have no contact with the alleged victim.
Your Honor, Mr. Wheeler appears to have no other criminal history. It does appear to be a road rage type incident. He allegedly flashed a handgun at the alleged victim. But given that he has no prior history and does not know the victim, the conditions that defense has laid out, so he has no objection.
AEW issued a statement in response to the news saying, AEW has been made aware of the charge and we are closely monitoring the situation. Wheeler is fully cooperating with local authorities, the company stated to the Orlando Sentinel.
Yeah, this is not ideal for FTR Hair. Cash Wheeler in a lot of trouble here. This is a big problem. Now, for everybody worried about, is he going to be at All In? Yes, he'll most likely be at All In. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. He has not been convicted on any charges, therefore he is not a felon. He has posted bail. He's not been deemed any kind of flight risk. And it's well known that he travels for his job. He's on TV all the time. He is a traveling TV star. So Cash Wheeler will be at All In. I've even heard people say maybe he shouldn't be at All In. Maybe they should take this away from him. Punish him. Everybody always just quick to fucking burn people at the stake. We don't know all the details. We need to take a step back. Everybody breathe. Allow the legal system. When did we all become, let's just hang people and burn them at the stake before we even know for a fact that anything happened? When you are a gun owner, you do have the right to carry it to protect yourself in many states. And if he had it on him, obviously that's the case. Maybe he felt threatened. Maybe there was a situation. And look, I'm not sticking up for him. Maybe he was having a bad day. Maybe he was being a douchebag. And maybe he thought that the guy who cut him off deserved to have a fucking gun waved in his face. You motherfucker, you cut me off. I'll fucking bang bang you right in the mush mush. That could be too. Maybe Cash had a bad day. In that clip that we saw with Denise, she played a little bit from the court hearing. Cash looked pretty, he wasn't happy to be there, let's say that, but he had the boo-boo face, right? Like, I don't know how many parents we have out there listening, but when your kids get in trouble and they're being punished, they kind of got that look on their face. Cash was about ready to be stood in the corner, or get the belt whooping from his dad or some shit like that. I think he knew he fucked up. Now, another question has been raised is, with Cash and Dax being booked to be one of the biggest matches on All In, and they're riding high as the tag team champions over on Collision. Was AEW even aware that this happened? This was the subject of debate on Strictly Business this week with Eric Bischoff. And check out this clip, and we'll catch you on the back end.
You have to look back further, because even though the arrest happened, he turned himself in. As we tape this, it's Friday. He turned himself in Thursday night. The hearing suggested, as I said before, the warrant was issued at the end of July, which is 2.5 weeks ago going on now. He has appeared on AEW television multiple times since then. So that tells you, Eric, one of two things happened. Either there was an arrest warrant out for him, he told Tony Khan and AEW and they let him on TV, or there was an arrest warrant out for him and he didn't tell anybody, and he was working with that hanging over him without anybody knowing. And that obviously puts AEW in a pretty damn tough situation. I personally would be very surprised if they were aware of it. Sean Ross Sapp reported via Fightful Select that those they spoke to in AEW were completely blindsided by the news today. That itself, Eric, if you had a talent who didn't make the company aware of an arrest warrant standing out as they're about to go to the UK for a gigantic 80,000 person show, what a mess that is it not?
Yeah, it's going to come down to one or two things. Either Tony Khan made a very, very bad mistake by being aware of the situation and moving forward anyway, which I kind of doubt, or Mr. Wheeler really fucked up. And then it's on him. And in either scenario, it's bad news.
The whole thing's sad. It's disappointing. I think if there's any validity to this, and, Cash has pled not guilty, by the way. So this wasn't like a Sunny, which we'll talk about later, where she pled no contest, which is similar to a guilty plea. We'll talk about that later. Cash pled not guilty. So he's contesting this. He is contesting this. He's gonna have his day in court. So I think everybody needs to back the fuck up just a little bit here and give the man his day in court and let it all play out. Let the details. Then after that, you can fucking tie him to your little tree and throw stones at him if that's what you wish to do. Everybody wants to get everybody and cancel everybody and all that shit. You're just waiting to be able to cancel fucking FTR. Stop it. Relax. They should be at All In. I think it's bullshit for anybody to say that they shouldn't. That Cash needs to be punished for that. John Alba, Eric Bischoff, they raise a good point. I mean, it's worth asking. Did Tony Khan know about this ahead of time, or was Cash hiding this from Tony Khan? Certainly, if he's hiding it, I think there's got to be repercussions. But I would like to think, or hope at least, that Cash was upfront with Tony Khan about the situation, and that Tony Khan was kind enough and just wise enough, I suppose, for lack of a better term, to let it play out and just give Cash the benefit of the doubt with the not guilty plea. Let him have his day in court, and until then, business as usual. That's how I would do it. I'm not going to cancel somebody because they were accused of something. That's why we have courts, fuckhead. That's why people go to court. You don't just burn people at the stake when you hear that they may have done something. Ooh, oh no. Cash was arrested because somebody accused. We haven't seen any video proof of anything yet. And again, I'm not sticking up for him. He may have absolutely done this. He may have been that absolute douchebag, scumbag, road ragey fucker out on the road that, just having a bad day and it got to him. We don't know for sure the details of it, but give the man time to have his day in court and let us have our FTR versus Young Bucks 3. Of course, I do think that this does kind of indicate that Young Bucks will probably get the tag titles back, as they should, and here's why. We already have the Trios tag titles pretty much exclusively on Collision. And then we also have the tag team champions exclusively on Collision. So why don't we get the tag team titles back over on Dynamite, keep the trios tag titles on Collision. FTR is already, a 2 or 3 time AEW tag team champion. Maybe them, CMFTR Punk or whatever can fucking go for the trios titles at some point. It's plus, you want to keep those belts and any obligation off of FTR until this thing has played out. Because at the same time, when I sit here and I say, give him his day in court, let this play out, let's see what happens here, we also have to be realistic and understand that this could not play out in Cash's favor. And he could get caught with a gun charge. Now, this will only carry, and I say only, it carries up to a 5-year prison sentence in the state of Florida, and or a significantly large fine. Cash being a first-time offender, he wasn't drunk at the time. He doesn't have a history of this. It wasn't domestic. It wasn't anybody that he knows. There's no threats or anything like that prior to it. This was just a road rage incident, and I think deep down in our souls, we all, if you tell me you've never got pissy in traffic and cussed somebody out, you're lying to me. You're a liar, or you're a saint. One of the two. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, but. Everybody has a bad day, and it doesn't make you a bad person. Let's remember that too. But this could turn out worse for him. I don't think he's going to end up doing any jail time, or if he does get any sentencing, it'll be like maybe some kind of time served if he, I don't know, is awaiting a hearing, or maybe just, I don't think he has sat anything yet. He posted bail and was able to walk free after, getting booked and everything. So, I think slap on the wrist here, big fine if he is found guilty. To do that, even if he did do this, we're going to have camera footage. I don't know unless there's other people in the car, and then they can go off maybe eyewitness testimony. But unless there's video evidence, this is one guy saying that he saw Cash do this. But, did Cash have a fucking gun on him at the time? Does he own guns? Was it the gun described? All of this will come out in court, though. I'm not on the jury. I'm not anybody's lawyer. I'm just a fat, nerdy, bearded fucker sitting in front of a microphone, speculating and talking wrestling of all the silly things in the world. But a bad day for Cash Wheeler, regardless of if this was something that he had done that got himself in trouble that he probably shouldn't have been doing, or if this was just something that he fucking some assholes got it out for him, or thought he saw something he didn't, or threatened him. There's more to the story to be unveiled, but we don't know. Let the man breathe. Let's not cancel him, and let's get that fucking last match in Wembley Stadium. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You get the match in the ring first, then you can suspend him or take him off TV if you want to punish him. You don't take this match away from him, even if you want to fine him his pay date for not telling you. You're going to fine him secretly behind the scenes, and he doesn't even get paid for Wembley. You still put him on Wembley because that's probably the biggest match on the show, in my opinion, at this time. So it was kind of a weak card, but we'll also talk about that later. I'd like to know your thoughts, though. Let me know down in the comments below. Are you one of those people who just love to cancel? Are you a Karen that's out there going, Cash got accused of something, so let's cancel him and burn him and throw rocks at him? Or are you like, yeah, man, I mean, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but let him go to court and then we'll judge after that. That's kind of where I sit on it. I like Cash. Obviously, I think a little bit of my bias is showing. FTR is my favorite tag team. They're some of my favorite wrestlers, my favorite acts in wrestling today. I love their what they are, man. Their package, their delivery, all of it. I'm an FTR guy for sure. But look, you can't just go out there waving your shit around at people and expecting not to go to jail or get fined or have repercussions of some kind. So we shall see how it plays out. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. You cut me off, motherfucker. Is that in bad taste? Is it too early? It's too early. Is it too early? Hey, thanks for checking out that clip. Don't forget to check out other clips here on the channel. And while you're there, throw a like, throw a subscribe. And don't forget to check out full episodes each and every Sunday of the Pro Wrestling Podcast.